Hey everybody, it's Josh Thomas here from TheBitBlock.com to bring you through our detailed video review for The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds on the Nintendo 3DS. I'm a huge Zelda fan, I'm sure many of you are as well, so this newest installation in the series is pretty exciting. So, let's check it out. The gameplay in A Link Between Worlds is actually pretty different from the standard Zelda formula. Naturally, you'll set off on a big epic adventure, you'll take on many foes, interact with the locals, and solve many puzzles and dungeons. But this time around, Link has access to a full arsenal of items pretty much right from the start. A new rabbit-like character named Ravio sets up shop in your house, and he allows you to rent any item you may need at any time. He'll take them back if you fall in battle, but you can also fully purchase them with rupees. This new concept is really refreshing, and I like it a lot. By using the abilities of each item, you'll gain access to a new dungeon on the map. That dungeon would then, of course, usually require the use of that particular item to complete it. Because of this, you really feel like each item is used more effectively, as opposed to, obtaining new weaponry in the middle or towards the end of the game. You don't really use it as much, but here, you use everything. It's kind of like every player's experience could be a bit different based on which items they use first. One of my favorite aspects of the gameplay here is just how much faster and more dense it is. There's very little downtime. It seems like there's always something happening and the game, rarely slows down. It's pretty great. 3D Zelda games are great as well, but I kind of feel like the classic top-down perspective allows for much more precise and constant gameplay. Now, being on the Nintendo 3DS, you naturally have access to two screens. On the top is, of course, the game, and then down here on the bottom touchscreen, you have access to loads of usefulness. This would include a constant map, which really does come in handy, as well as quick buttons to view your gear and your items. There's also this little bell icon you can touch to call a witch character named Irene. When she arrives, she will quickly fly you around to a different location on the world map. The two-screen experience definitely makes playing this game much more convenient. Now finally, one of the most important new features here is Link's crazy cool ability to transform into a painting on a wall. It's really unique and fun, and trust me when I say that plenty of clever puzzles are solved by doing this. And not only that, you can also flatten Link up against many walls to find rupees, hearts, and other hidden secrets. It's a great new mechanic, and it's used quite frequently. A Link Between Worlds is definitely one of those 3DS titles that really benefits from the 3D effect. There are so many subtle design decisions that definitely stand out, and they really pop in 3D. Stuff like, Link jumping off a cliff, enemies tossing bombs into the air, large pillars sticking up towards you, and so much more. Some of the items even look really awesome in 3D. I also want to mention how great the dungeons look as well, because a lot of the dungeons are structured to where Link will be jumping up closer to the screen to get higher up on another level, or sometimes he'll even jump down. So in 3D, that looks quite fancy. So you'll be adventuring through Hyrule, and a brand new dimension known as Lorule. In Lorule, everything is kind of the darker, more rundown version of Hyrule. The visual differences between the two worlds are pretty cool to check out. Of course, both worlds are inhabited by lots of interesting, crazy, and quirky characters. I love how all of their designs have this very 90s retro Zelda vibe to them. And I gotta say, I am particularly fond of this fella. Look at him! He loves bees, and he's dressed up like a bee. He's like artwork. He is artwork. The basic design here is simplistic, but overall, I think everything comes together quite well. There are even some very fancy shaders on materials, and some really great lighting effects. A Link Between Worlds has a fantastic soundtrack. I mean, I'm seriously really surprised by how high quality and authentic the music is. It sounds really clean for a handheld game. There are some remixes of retro tracks, along with new stuff as well. I also really love the sound effects that they're using in this game. Many of them are updated from A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo, so they'll sound sort of familiar. There's something about the audio in this game that really blew me away. It's pure Nintendo greatness. It's Zelda, so it's pretty lengthy. Finishing the main quest is no quick task. There is so much to see, do, and collect. But in addition to, just going through all the dungeons and bosses, there are obviously lots of side quests and additional features to check out. For starters, you can find these adorable little crying seashell critters. They're lost all across the world, and it's up to you to find them and bring them back to their mother. They hide on walls, in trees, and even under rocks and bushes. And then, as a reward for your kindness, their mother will offer to upgrade the weapons that you've purchased. As with any good 3DS title, there's additional fun to be had with Street Pass functionality. Here you can take on other heroes in these Ghost Data-style fights. You're even able to equip which weaponry you would like to use against the others in Street Pass. Exploring both worlds is a pretty good idea, because there are several minigames to play for rewards. Surviving in a pit of angry cuckoos, busting up some pots in a baseball challenge, rushing for rupees, and plenty more. The extra games are actually pretty darn addictive in my opinion. I will say though, I do wish this title had some sort of extra multiplayer battle mode. Given how much fun stuff like Four Swords Adventures was, it would have been nice to compete with friends in a special, local or online multiplayer mode. But either way, there is loads of content to keep you in Link's tights for a long time to come. Alright, so I probably have not been hiding this very well, but I really love this game. In fact, I would probably say this is my favorite handheld Zelda title. I think it really captures the very essence of this series. As a big fan of the original 2D games, I just really love seeing a new title based on that formula. I think The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds delivers big time. It's got plenty of nostalgia for longtime fans, and it's also got lots of fresh, cool ideas like turning into a painting and whatnot. I would say this is a must-have holiday title. TheBitBlock is rewarding Link's latest adventure with a well-deserved 9.7 out of 10. Hey, thanks for watching this video from TheBitBlock. If you want to stay up to date on tons of exclusive Nintendo content, be sure to subscribe by clicking here. And if you don't want the fun to end, you can check out more Nintendo coverage by clicking over here.